Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, people of other persuasions, aliens, whatever. Do I give a monkeys? You know, somebody was recalling their childhood earlier, and I suppose mine was slightly different to most because it was further back. But the one thing that I've realised coming from it is that society today is shite. How do I come to that conclusion? Well, I was a child in the 50s, more or less all the way through them. My playgrounds were bomb sites, fields, woods, farmyards, building sites. Nobody chased us off, we were kids. Nobody minded kids being about. We'd go down the street, get 5, 6 of us and go and play. In my bedroom I had a bed with sheets, blankets, an old feather eiderdown, and I had a chest of drawers with some clothes in. What toys did I have? Well, none. No, I wasn't deprived. My stick could be a gun, could be a staff, bit of string, it could be a bow and arrow, bit of rope, we'd have swings, we'd have walkways in the trees, we'd play hide and seek, war, school, doctors, nurses. Do you know that the biggest gift we had as children that children don't have today? Yeah, you got it. Imagination. We had imagination. We weren't wrapped in cotton wool, and we didn't have the health and safety fanatics up our arses and child protection service and all that shit. We didn't have it. Television. When I was about 9, Dad got a telly, first one in the street. 2 channels. A few hours on each channel. The only programme I remember was Watch with Mother. Tinker and Tucker. Four Feather Falls. The original dog, Rin Tin Tin. But I wasn't interested in television life, it was too busy. If I got home when it was dark, when basically it was our alarm clock, if it's dark, get home, even after school you go out, and if your mum wasn't in, you just went up the road and went in different houses looking for her. No such thing as a locked door. Nobody locked their doors. If they were out shopping, well, you know, you went in. If nobody was in, you went out. Simple. You didn't steal stuff. And you find your mum somewhere, helping some woman with a perm, or, you know, do her hair, or a bit of dressmaking, or a bit of instant surgery. You know, doctors. It wasn't quite national health. You know, it wasn't fully formed, and doctors, it's still not that easy to get hold of. Health. Now, yeah, I've got chronic health. Why have I got chronic health? Well, I remember sitting in the classroom, teacher smoking. I remember going to the doctor, and the doctor was smoking. Both my parents were smoking. Everybody on the bus was smoking. Every single blinking adult smoked. So yeah, I developed childhood asthma because we also spent a good few years in the 50s living in London, in Woolwich, and we had the old coal tar smogs. And trust me, unless you actually have one, being in a coal tar smog where you actually feel your way along a railing hand over hand to try and find your way home, and you'll lean down to feel for a curb, and it's totally silent because nothing's running, no cars, no boats on the river. You know, the foghorns gave up hours ago, they all just anchored. And you could eat the fog. It was a coaly, tarry, horrible, thick, edible fog that would have you coughing your lungs out. So, you know, London smogs, everybody's smoking. Yeah, I've got health issues. But, you know, you're at the side of the road ill. I remember coming home, trying to come home from school one night being really ill. And I was so ill I could hardly breathe, hardly walk. Local postman doing his rounds, put me on his crossbar, 2 miles out of his route, took me home. No problem, it's what people did. That's what people did, they helped each other. So he got me home, my mum wasn't in. 2 doors later we found Auntie Marge. Well, she was just a woman that we called Auntie Marge because that was her name and she was a woman. So, took me upstairs, put me in bed. Didn't worry me, I got up the next morning, feeling a little bit better, went home. Mum wasn't worried, she knew where I was. Did I get molested? No. Did I miss not having computers and everything? Nah. Now don't get me wrong, I've got an iPhone, an iPad, Airbook, I've got cloud accounts and I love computers. But can I live without them? Yeah, put me on a desert island tomorrow and I wouldn't miss them a minute. And I've seen the 60s, fun, yeah, great time, free love, all that. Puberty, discovering a lot with the help of a lot. 70s, earning good money, fantastic money, better than, probably in some places, better than I can earn today. 80s, degree, the bankers, I was too busy abroad. 80s were a blur. Come up to modern day. I am going for jobs now earning less for a full week than I was earning 32 years ago. And it's true, I can show you wage slips. For a 40-hour week, 32 years ago, I was earning more than I can earn now on £2 above minimum wage. Because I'm being sent for a job, £2 above minimum wage, and it's a horrendous wage. But in those days, rent was a quarter of what it is now. So, that's employers being greedy, paying workers less, paying directors and shareholders higher dividends. That's greed. What else about today is good? Well, you got to make sure everything's double insured because it's going to get stolen by some bastard. And you know, if you have an accident, no sod's going to stop and help you, or very few, unless they're of your age, my age group. So, what do you think of society today? Did you grow up in a nicer society? I did. And I'm not saying they were the good old days. I'm just saying people back then were decent, honest. Now, everyone's out to fleece you. Everyone's out to rip you off. You look at the amount of scams, rip-offs, warnings. Look at the security devices you buy for your home, for your car, for your bike. Look at the ways they can find you with CCTV and camera cars and video cameras everywhere. It's all about money, that's all it is. This world has turned greedy, and do you know the best thing that can happen to society today is the death of the human race. I'm sorry, but the world would be a far better place. Animals kill for food, humans kill for sport. Animals don't destroy their environment. They live within their environment. Animals are not greedy, humans are. So, you know, that's my little reflection over the last 60 odd years. What's your reflection over your lifetime? How do you think things compare now to when you were a child? I think this guy's on a go slow. Maybe you think today's society is good. Maybe you think it's better. I don't know. As always, ride safe. Think long and hard and get back to me. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.